I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
It's one of the greatest monologues in film history. It's beautiful and elegant, but most importantly, it sums up the film's message succinctly. Like many great sci-fi films, Blade Runner asks the question of what it means to be human, and as perhaps the greatest sci-fi film of all time, it asks that question better than most. But as eloquent as this soliloquy is, it's what comes before that I think is perhaps the most important moment in the film. Deckard, our hero, dangling from the rooftop. Our villain, Roy Batty, delighting in his struggle. But instead of letting Deckard die, he saves him. It's a moment that's been analyzed before, but I wanted to take a shot at it. Earlier in the film, one of the androids, called replicants, Leon, is asked a series of questions. These questions are meant to determine whether he's human or a replicant. One question regards a turtle that you come across in the desert. It lies on its back, and you have to save it. It's something that presumably a replicant wouldn't understand. Replicants are meant to serve and follow orders of humans, not think for themselves. They have no free will. So a replicant wouldn't know how to answer this question. But Roy is different, as his creator tells him,
You're the prodigal son.
he was created to be the perfect replicant. He was built to be more human than human. And his final act as a replicant is to save the life of another. Not just another, but someone that was hunting him and his fellow replicants. But why? There are those that believe that Roy Batty, at the end of his life, knowing he's about to die, doesn't want his life or memories to be lost.
Like tears in rain.
So he decides to save Deckard in order to make him a witness. Deckard now carries Roy in his memories, and in a sense, Roy can now live on. But I want to add another wrinkle to it. Throughout the film, we're witness to multiple murders, and each one is treated as the horrifying act that it is. After Deckard kills the replicant Zora, he's visibly shaken. Deep breaths, twitchy, and his first instinct is to buy a bottle of liquor. When Roy kills his maker, he weeps as he does it. The death of Pris is something straight out of a horror film. She flails and thrashes about in a haunting and terrifying manner. The film is relating an obvious statement. Murder is wrong. It's not only wrong, it's inhuman. It's something so foul, so wicked, that the characters that commit it are irrevocably scarred. Roy's an android, and even he can admit,
I've done questionable things.
when Roy saves Deckard, he's fulfilling the ultimate promise of his programming. By saving Deckard, refusing to kill him, he's truly being more human than human. Even though murder is an inhuman act, humans commit it on a daily basis. It's an upsetting truth that's all too prevalent in our real world. By saving Deckard, Roy not only achieves his purpose, but he passes that on to Deckard. It's as if Roy is daring Deckard to do better. It's like he's telling Deckard, this is what a real human looks like. This is what you could be. It serves as a final punctuation on the film's condemnation of killing. Roy is sorrowful, regretful, and ashamed of the horrible things he's done. He doesn't want his final act to be the snuffing out of someone else's life, which would rob Deckard of all the potential wondrous and astonishing memories he could create, not the least of which would be the memory of Roy himself. The multi-tiered depth behind Roy's choice to save Deckard is what makes Blade Runner a seminal work within the science fiction genre, and yet it isn't the only aspect of the film that showcases such profound notions. The entire film is brimming with thoughts on man versus God, the wealthy versus the impoverished, the importance of memories and how they can deceive us, eyes being windows to the soul, and so much more. All of these facets combine to give us one of the greatest films ever made, but it's Roy's decision to save Deckard that sticks with me to the end. The idea that nothing can be more human than forgiveness.